Hey there. Just putting in my topic. Okay. Happy Wednesday. It's Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you are doing well. So today, thanks again. I just want to say thanks for all those that are following the 30-day live challenge. Thanks so much for joining, Dr. Leroy. So thanks for all that have joined the 30-day live challenge, those that have commented. If you share the post, so if you can share it so someone else can get this information, and I'm glad that you're here today. So I want to just get right to the point. It's like about 10:58, so gonna get right to the point today. We're talking about 4 paths to publishing. So when you hear someone say that they're going to get their book published, right? A lot of people think like, okay, well, many people think about the traditional publishing route, but then there's the self-publishing route. And there are 2 other routes that we're going to talk about today. And I'll be looking at my notes on my computer. So the first route is self-publishing that we're going to talk about, right? Now, self-publishing is a publication of any book, album, or other media by its author without involvement of an established publisher. So that a lot of times you hear someone say they're self-publishing a book, right? It's because they're going to basically manage the publishing process, right? Because most people, you'll find some people that'll do everything. They'll do the book cover, formatting, editing, but not too many people do all of that, right? So it is the person that manages the publishing process. And then, so you have a self-publisher. So like if I'm an author, I could do a self-publishing project for myself. So that's what I did initially, self-published my project, right? And then there is a self-publisher manager, right? A self-publishing service that does it on your behalf. Okay. So that's the first thing, self-publishing. The second is traditional publisher. And a traditional publishing company buys the rights to an author's manuscript. Okay. Part of the arrangement includes payment of an advance by the book publisher to secure the book dealer. And then they will also get royalties. Okay. And the third type of publishing is hybrid publishing, where hybrid publishing is partner publishing. Okay. So people set this up different kind of ways. Now there are publishers that partner with authors and they have non-exclusive rights. So they don't get the rights to their book, right? They let the author maintain the rights to their books and the copyright. And then there are some that maintain the rights to the book and then pays a royalty to the author. And so since it's partner publishing, then the author will have to pay some of the, portion to publish. The publisher will only accept an author if they fit based upon the publisher's mission and vision, right? And then the hybrid publisher is a cross between self-publishing and the traditional publishing route. Books are published based upon industry book standards approved by the Independent Book Publishers Association. So I went to the Independent Book Publishers Association and I got their standards. There's a checklist. If you go to the IBPA, the Independent Book Publishers Association, there's a checklist that you can get that talks about the industry standards. So like having a title page, a copyright page, a dedication, which is optional, table of contents, grammar and copy editing is necessary for that. Quality of writing. So they're very particular on what the standards are for industry standard book. And so Queashar Detroit Publishing is more like a hybrid publisher because we do an educational phase to the publishing process, and we partner with people that are looking to publish their books. Okay, so we talked about self-publishing, traditional publishing, hybrid, and then vanity publishing. I know you've heard about vanity publishing. A vanity publisher is a publishing house in which authors pay to have their books published. Vanity publishers have no selection criteria, as opposed to the hybrid publishers publishing model. Okay, and so a lot of times people get taken advantage of when they deal with vanity publishers, right? They may charge thousands of dollars, 10,000 or more, or in the high thousands, right? They'll charge that, and then the author will find out that they don't have the rights to their book. They may be getting a high royalty, and so it's a lot of things that are involved in that. And so, in addition to these definitions, I kind of broke down, and we're going to go over some differences with the self-publishing, hybrid, traditional, and vanity. Okay, so we're going to just go over some of the differences. So self-publishing, the author is 100% in control. Okay, so if you're self-publishing, you as the author, you are in control because you're publishing your book, right? The author decides when to proceed in all situations. Okay, now a hybrid publisher, the author applies to work with a hybrid publisher. The publisher will determine if the author is a good fit. So usually they have discovery calls. They may fill out an application. And so you see if that author fits what your mission and the vision of that company. So that's hybrid. Okay. It's a cross between self-publishing and traditional. And then traditional publishing, the publishing house is 100% in control of the entire publishing process. Okay. The vanity publisher is 100% in control. Okay. So we talked about who has the control. The self-publishing, the author has control. Self-publishing, the author has control. Hybrid publishing, the author applies to work with a hybrid publisher. If they're a good fit, then the hybrid publisher would bring on that author to partner with them. Traditional, the publishing house, of course, is 100% in control, and vanity, the publisher, is 100% in control. The next thing we're going to talk about is who owns the rights to the book. So with self-publishing, you as the author owns the rights to the book. Hey, Terry, thanks so much for joining. With hybrid publishing, the hybrid publisher can own the rights, or if they sign a non-exclusive contract, you can own the rights. It just depends on what the wording of the contract is, okay? And for traditional publishing, the publishing house publishes the book and they own the rights to the book. And then vanity. Typically, the vanity publisher will publish the book under their own imprint and ISBN, which is the International Standard Book Number. And that's how you know who is the publisher. When you go to Amazon, you get a book and you look for the International Standard Book Number, the ISBN. Hey, ethnicity. Thanks so much for joining. You'll find out who is the publisher of the book, whoever owns it. So if it says independently published on Amazon, that means that Amazon is the publisher of the book and they got the free ISBN from Amazon. But typically when you go to Amazon, look to see who the publisher is. If it has a publishing name, that means that publisher owns the rights to the book, and whoever's name is listed as a publisher. So, but if it says independently published, next time you get a book on Amazon, look and see if it says independently published. That means that they got the free ISBN, which is the International Standard Book Number, which is the Social Security, like the Social Security number for the book. It follows you wherever the book is sold. Like if you're selling on Barnes and Noble, that if you get a free ISBN on Amazon, you can't take it to Barnes and Noble. You can't take it to any other, like to the libraries and stuff like that, because Amazon owns the ISBN, which is they own the books. You just can't take the book anywhere because you have to make sure that you purchase the ISBN in your name. Okay, so the third difference is we're talking about differences between 4 different paths to publishing. We talked about self-publishing, the hybrid publishing, which is a cross between self-publishing and the traditional publishing method, and then vanity. Vanity presses take advantage of authors. But you got to look and read the contracts from anything. Like, anytime you're dealing with somebody, read the contract to make sure you understand what's going on in the contract, okay? The next thing is, as far as with the publishing, the author decides when they want to publish their book with self-publishing. With the hybrid, the author will sign a contract. The contract will spill out who's responsible and whatever's agreed upon. So like in hybrid, there's some, again, that own the rights to the book, and then sometimes they let the author own the rights to the book. It depends on what that contract is, okay? And so with the traditional publishing, the author will submit a query letter or a proposal to the literary agent. The literary agent will shop the proposal to different publishing houses, and whoever likes them, they'll pick them up. And if they find a right fit, the editor will decide to accept or reject the literary work. And if it's accepted, the author will make a decision to publish the literary work. And with the vanity publishing, the author will sign an exclusive contract to only work with the vanity publisher, and the contract will discuss all the agreements. Again, who owns the rights? The self-publishing, the author owns the rights. Hybrid depends. Again, with the hybrid, the hybrid publisher can own the ISBN or the author, depends on their contract. Okay, because I know some hybrid publishers that they have non-exclusive contracts. Okay, and then publishing house will buy the rights to the book from the author, and the work will be accepted. And typically, the vanity publisher will own the rights to the book. Okay, and the last part is the author. Now, who pays the cost, right? If you're self-publishing, the author pays the cost, right? If you're paying a publishing service, the author will pay for the publishing service. And for hybrid, the author will pay for publishing services. Typically, the hybrid publisher will provide an educational benefit in addition to the publishing package, okay? And the publisher will distribute the book on multiple channels, okay? And the publishing house. Now, the publishing house pays an author in advance on future royalties as well. The publishing house covers all costs to design, package, print the book, and marketing, sometimes depending on if that author has a big platform, right? Typically, authors with big platforms like maybe Michelle Obama or, a lot of different, someone that has a big platform, right? They'll go the traditional route, and the publishing house will pay to get the book packaged, print, marketing. But if you're someone that's building a platform and you get a traditional publishing package, I've seen authors that will market the book as well. There'll be some marketing from the publishing house, and then the author is marketing their book as well. So, and then vanity, the author will pay for the services and receive a low percentage of royalties, and it will be defined in the contract. Okay, and how fast can you publish, right? With ebooks, you can publish within 72 hours, right? With like Amazon. And it could take weeks, or it depends on, if you have everything in order, you can get it published really fast, self-publishing. With the hybrid publishing method, it will be, anywhere from months to maybe 6 months, depending on how many clients that publisher has. So, it can range between 1 month and 6 months. Or longer, depending on, all the moving parts, right? And then traditional, typically that takes a long time with traditional publishing. It could take up to a year or longer. And then the vanity, the contract will discuss the timeline, usually within a couple of months to 6 months for the vanity publisher. So I hope you enjoyed me going over these. I'm just talking about self-publishing for path to publishing. Self-publishing, when you publish your book yourself or get a publishing service to do it for you. Hybrid is a cross between self-publishing and traditional publishing. Traditional publishing, when a publishing house buys the rights to your books and they give you an advance and you get future royalties. And then vanity, where basically the vanity press will own the rights to your book and they pay you a royalty. And typically with vanity publishing, you pay a lot, you don't get too much, right? And they may edit your book, but it may not be of high quality. But hybrid publishing is a cross between self-publishing and traditional publishing, and there's an educational benefit with hybrid publishing. So the reason I'm going over this, because like I said yesterday, I've been seeing a lot of groups like on Facebook with new authors, saying they want to write a book, they want to publish their book, and then they are looking to publish their book. They want to go the traditional route or self-publishing. They don't know which way to go, but they're saying that they're looking into this, they're investigating, and companies are saying that they have to pay to get their book published. And a lot of times when people think about publishing a book, they're thinking about the traditional model that you've heard about, where somebody will buy the rights to your book and they take care of everything. But since the last, 20 years, self-publishing has really skyrocketed, and a lot of people are publishing books on their own, right? Without being, have to go through the traditional publishing method and the route, because it takes a long time, again, because you have to have a literary agent. That literary agent will, fish out your, book to all these different publishers. And if they, want to sign you on, an editor will accept the manuscript, and it's just a long, tedious process. So that's why, people started to self-publish their books. And so I just wanted to go over that, because a lot of people are confused when it comes to, being a new author. You don't want to be taken advantage of. And again, like I said yesterday, it's very important that you ask someone else that's published a book. When you ask someone else that's published a book, then you can see what to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be expensive, you can ask them, what the cost was for publishing. You can ask them, how did they research, how, if they work with certain publishers, what was their experience like. So you can take time and start researching, right? So you won't be taken advantage of. And then if you get a contract, if things don't look right, then maybe it's not right. Maybe you need to have a lawyer look at it. So, make sure that you are educating yourself about the publishing process, right? You can't just say that, okay, I'm new to this, I don't know what's going on. You need to research, right? If you want to be informed consumer in everything that you do, you want to always do your research, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about the different methods to publishing, the 4 paths: self-publishing, traditional publishing, hybrid publishing, and vanity publishing, right? Make sure that you pick something that's for you, that's going to work for you. And self-publishing, I think, is the best method, unless you want to be a traditional, if you want to get your book traditionally published, but you won't have control. So after that book is published, you can't go and do what you want to do with the book, right? Even though you wrote it, there'll be, certain stipulations that you can't do regarding your book. So self-publishing is always a good route to publishing, so that you can maintain full control, your copyright. You can use your content in your book however you want, because you are the owner of your book and your content, your intellectual property. So I wanted to come on and talk about that, because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it and they don't really understand, the differences or whatever. And when you writing a book, if you are, going the route of looking for a traditional publisher, it's going to take some time and research. And especially if you're a first-time author, it's not too many first-time authors that go the route of traditional publishing. Typically, traditional publishing is for someone that's established, have a large following, and they know they can bet on you, right? So every now and then they get somebody that's just an awesome writer, and they got an awesome personality, and they can build a platform really fast, but that doesn't happen too often. So yeah, research your options when it comes to self-publishing or self-publishing services, because you want to make sure that you're getting a plan that's going to work best for you. Okay, so this is day 17 of 30 days of the 30-day live challenge. So thanks so much for joining me. If you are looking to write and publish a nonfiction book and you need help, please reach out to me. We can set up a 15-minute discovery call to see if we're a good fit to work together. And I look forward to hearing from you. And tomorrow is day 18. And I don't know what we'll be talking about. I'll figure out what we're talking about tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that, the differences between the different publishing paths. So if you're looking to write a book and you want to self-publish, start doing research now. And yesterday we talked about the budget for self-publishing. We talked about, different items as well. You can look in my reels and go to the 30-day challenge, and you can see all the videos from the last 18 days. Okay, so again, thanks so much for joining. If you have comments, please feel free to leave comments, send me a direct message, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out.